Hey, Steelers Nation. We're back with an exclusive video packed with the latest updates on our beloved Pittsburgh Steelers. Before we dive in, make sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. This way, you'll never miss any exclusive updates or exciting Steelers news. The sports world is buzzing in a way that rarely happens, and it all centers around one man, Mike Tomlin, the head coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers, whose reaction in recent events has sent shockwaves through fans and analysts alike. For years, Tomlin has been a pillar of stability, known for his composed demeanor, unwavering confidence, and ability to lead a team through highs and lows without losing the locker room. Yet, the latest incident, which has been described by insiders as nothing short of explosive, appears to have fractured the perception of that stability. Witnesses report that Tomlin's behavior during the event was uncharacteristically emotional, leading to whispers that his position with the Steelers could be more precarious than anyone imagined. Sources close to the organization suggest that the front office is deeply concerned, not just about the incident itself, but about what it might signal for the team's future culture. Social media has erupted with speculation, with fans dissecting every word, gesture, and facial expression captured in clips circulating online. Analysts on sports shows are debating fiercely whether Tomlin's legendary career with the Steelers could be on the verge of a dramatic turning point, and the tension is palpable, as nobody quite knows how the team's leadership will respond. The rumors surrounding Tomlin's potential departure are growing louder with each passing hour, fueled by comments from former players, insiders, and even rival teams. The narrative being constructed suggests that this might not be a simple disciplinary matter, but rather a deeper issue of philosophy, strategy, and the evolving identity of the Steelers. Some argue that the incident reveals cracks in Tomlin's leadership style, while others insist it is a one-off moment blown out of proportion by the media frenzy. Observers point to the timing of this event as particularly critical, noting that the team is at a crossroads in its development, balancing veteran experience with young talent that demands guidance and inspiration. There's also speculation that ownership might be questioning whether Tomlin's approach to the game aligns with the long-term vision they have for the franchise. Meanwhile, rival teams are said to be quietly monitoring the situation, aware that any shift in the Steelers' coaching structure could impact the broader competitive landscape of the league. Conversations on sports forums and podcasts are increasingly filled with what-if scenarios, imagining the shockwaves that a sudden change could send through the NFL. The speculation has become so pervasive that it feels as if every minor action by Tomlin or any official associated with the Steelers is now being interpreted as a sign, a clue, or a hint toward a major decision yet to be announced. Insiders who claim to have knowledge of the Steelers' inner workings hint that the reaction by Tomlin might have been a culmination of mounting pressures that have been building behind the scenes for months. Some suggest that conflicts over team strategy, draft choices, and player management have created an environment ripe for confrontation, with this latest incident acting as a spark in a highly combustible situation. The unusual nature of Tomlin's public display has also drawn attention to how the media narrative is shaping fan perception, amplifying concerns that might otherwise have remained internal. According to these sources, the ownership is not blind to the potential fallout, aware that any perceived instability in leadership could affect ticket sales, sponsorship deals, and overall public confidence. The rumor mill has been particularly active regarding potential successors, with names of well-known coordinators, former coaches, and even promising up-and-coming figures being floated as possible replacements. Fans are divided, with some defending Tomlin vehemently and citing his decades of experience and past successes, while others argue that fresh leadership could revitalize a team that has struggled to maintain dominance in recent seasons. The narrative is evolving rapidly, with each new tidbit feeding a frenzy of speculation. And it's clear that nobody, from casual observers to die-hard Steelers supporters, is able to ignore the tension building around Tomlin's future. Adding fuel to the fire, analysts have started to dissect Tomlin's past seasons with a magnifying glass, attempting to identify patterns that might explain this sudden explosion of emotion. Questions about his adaptability, decision-making under pressure, and ability to maintain harmony within a diverse roster are being raised more frequently than ever. Some insiders hint that the front office may be evaluating not just his technical proficiency, but his capacity to maintain the kind of culture that aligns with modern expectations for player relations and team cohesion. This speculation is intensified by the timing of the event, coinciding with critical periods of player negotiations, draft considerations, and strategic planning for the future. Observers note that the ripple effects of a possible leadership change at this moment could be monumental, altering not only the Steelers' trajectory, but also affecting the competitive balance across the league. Social media platforms are filled with heated debates, viral clips, and analysis that ranges from informed commentary to pure conjecture. It seems that every gesture, every comment, every interview now carries the potential to be read as a signal of impending change. The tension is amplified by the contrast between Tomlin's usually controlled persona and the explosive reaction that sparked all this speculation, leaving fans and analysts alike questioning whether the man who has been a symbol of consistency is truly unshakable or surprisingly vulnerable. Some suggest that this situation could mark a pivotal moment in NFL coaching history, illustrating how even the most seasoned leaders are not immune to scrutiny and pressure. The speculation around Tomlin's future has sparked discussions about the broader challenges coaches face in modern professional football, balancing public expectations, team dynamics, and personal resilience. Many former players and coaches have weighed in, offering insight into the complexity of sustaining a long-term career in a league where performance is relentless and media scrutiny is unforgiving. The narrative is further complicated by the emotional intensity of the incident, with debates swirling over whether Tomlin's reaction reflects human vulnerability or a serious lapse in professionalism. Sports media outlets are now treating every comment from Steelers executives, teammates, and Tomlin himself as potential evidence in this unfolding story. Rumors about possible interventions, internal reviews, and emergency meetings are circulating, creating an atmosphere of uncertainty that is rare in the usually predictable structure of the organization. Fans, meanwhile, are both anxious and captivated, sharing theories, predictions, and personal reflections on social media platforms. The story has transcended the typical rumor, becoming a cultural moment within the sports world that underscores how a single event can ignite widespread speculation and debate about leadership, accountability, and legacy. Amid the swirl of rumors, some insiders hint at a potential domino effect that could emerge if the Steelers decide to act decisively regarding Tomlin's position. Speculation is rife that a coaching change might influence player morale, impact draft strategies, and even shift the league's competitive landscape in ways that are difficult to anticipate. Conversations among fans, analysts, and former players increasingly focus on possible replacements, evaluating candidates based on leadership style, tactical approach, and ability to command respect in high-pressure situations. While some argue that continuity is critical for the Steelers, others suggest that the team could benefit from a bold, transformative decision at this moment. The tension between maintaining tradition and embracing change has fueled a narrative that is as much about identity as it is about performance, with Tomlin at the center of the storm. Observers note that the NFL's landscape has evolved dramatically over the past decade, and the pressures on coaches to innovate, motivate, and manage complex rosters have never been higher. The public fascination with Tomlin's reaction reflects a larger interest in the human side of professional sports, highlighting the delicate balance between personal emotion, professional responsibility, and public perception. As discussions continue to unfold, one thing is clear: the Steelers' locker room, the fan base, and the league itself are collectively holding their breath, waiting to see how this drama will resolve and whether a new chapter in Tomlin's career is about to begin. The ongoing speculation about Mike Tomlin's future has created a whirlwind of discussion that seems impossible to contain, with each passing hour bringing new theories and conjectures from fans, journalists, and insiders alike. Observers have started to analyze the potential impact of a sudden instability on team performance, considering how leadership uncertainty could ripple through the locker room, affecting player focus, morale, and on-field cohesion. Some speculate that star players, whose loyalty has often been cited as unwavering, might start questioning their own commitment if the Steelers decide to take drastic action, potentially altering long-term contracts and player retention strategies. Rumors suggest that internal meetings behind closed doors are becoming increasingly tense, as management weighs the costs of keeping a seasoned coach with a moment of volatility against the benefits of introducing fresh leadership. Analysts have begun drawing parallels to other high-profile coaching controversies in NFL history, debating whether Tomlin's situation is unique or part of a broader pattern that illustrates the fragility of even the most celebrated coaching careers. The discussion has even spread to rival teams, with whispers that some franchises are quietly monitoring the Steelers' internal dynamics, seeing opportunities to exploit potential weaknesses in upcoming matchups or future negotiations. Every new detail, however minor, seems to ignite a flurry of speculation, keeping the sports world on edge and cementing this as a story that refuses to fade from public attention. But before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe to Steelers Nation Central and hit the like button on this video. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on the Pittsburgh Steelers. And don't forget to share your thoughts on the news in the comments below. Amid the swirling rumors, attention has increasingly focused on possible successors to Tomlin, with names circulating in discussions ranging from veteran coordinators to rising stars with reputations for innovation and intensity. Some insiders hint that the front office may already have contingency plans in place, carefully evaluating candidates who can command respect while aligning with the team's strategic vision. Speculation suggests that this decision, if it comes, could redefine the Steelers' identity, shifting the balance between tradition and modernization in ways that could surprise even the most informed analysts. Fans are actively debating which candidate would best honor the team's legacy while injecting a renewed sense of purpose, creating an online environment filled with passionate arguments, predictions, and sometimes contradictory claims. Former players and coaches have been drawn into the discussion as well, offering insight into how a sudden coaching change might impact not just team dynamics, but the culture of accountability, discipline, and leadership that Tomlin has cultivated for years. Social media platforms are overflowing with polls, viral clips, and commentary, transforming speculation into a collective narrative that merges rumor with fan perception. The intrigue is heightened by the contrast between Tomlin's prior calm, authoritative image and the explosive reaction that sparked all this debate, raising questions about whether a single incident can truly overshadow a lifetime of achievement. The potential implications of Tomlin's reaction extend beyond the locker room, with analysts speculating on how it might influence the Steelers' relationship with the media, sponsors, and broader fan base. Observers note that public perception plays a critical role in professional sports, and any indication of instability can have tangible consequences, from ticket sales to merchandise revenue, not to mention the ripple effects across broadcast and digital platforms. Rumors suggest that discussions about crisis management are ongoing, with executives seeking to navigate both internal morale and external narrative in a way that preserves the team's image while addressing any lingering concerns. Some insiders even suggest that Tomlin himself might be facing pressure to make a public statement or participate in mediated discussions, aimed at reassuring stakeholders and calming the swirling speculation. Meanwhile, conversations about potential replacements have taken on a life of their own, with supporters of various candidates offering detailed comparisons, tactical analyses, and predictions about how each choice might reshape the Steelers' future. The story has grown beyond the simple question of whether Tomlin will remain, becoming a reflection on leadership, accountability, and the high-stakes environment of professional football, where a single moment can shift public perception and alter career trajectories in ways few could predict. Adding another layer to the speculation, some insiders suggest that Tomlin's reaction may reflect broader tensions within the organization, including debates over team strategy, player development, and long-term vision. The narrative emerging from these sources is that the incident was not merely a flash of emotion, but rather the culmination of ongoing pressures that have been simmering for months. Analysts are debating whether the front office will interpret the reaction as a temporary lapse or a signal that change is needed to maintain competitive performance and organizational cohesion. Fans, meanwhile, are actively dissecting every historical decision, play call, and public comment, searching for patterns that might provide clues about the team's internal dynamics. Social media amplifies every piece of information, transforming speculation into a pervasive cultural phenomenon that feels simultaneously intimate and all-encompassing. Some suggest that rival teams are quietly weighing strategic opportunities, anticipating potential shifts in the Steelers' approach to games, training, and management if leadership changes occur. The story has evolved into a complex web of rumor, analysis, and fan engagement, making it clear that any decision regarding Tomlin's future will have ramifications far beyond a single coaching tenure or franchise history, affecting perceptions across the entire NFL landscape. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the Pittsburgh Steelers, make sure to subscribe to Steelers Nation Central and give this video a like. We always look forward to hearing your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.